Wow.
Wow,
I
you
never
look
looked like this.
you look really glamorous,
I look like
actually.
Princess Peach.
You actually do look like you should be Princess Peach, because then your boyfriend's obviously Waluigi.
Wait, are Princess Peach and Waluigi together? Like that's who wants to kidnap Princess Peach is Waluigi?
No, it's Bowser.
Oh, I'm not attracted to him.
No.
Well,
But maybe Bowser kidnaps you,
Mhm.
and then you fall in love with his henchman Waluigi.
oh, that's a classic plot. Like that's actually like the movie Anora. And so I'm Anora, he's Waluigi.
Waluigi.
And then is the little Russian boy and I guess his enforcer are sort of Bowser.
Well, I think the little Russian boy is Mario, the guy who you're supposed to be with, kind of.
Oh, they have such a relationship and look differential that it does seem like Princess Peach is like Mario's paid escort and he's younger and like just a little boy.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like he is trying to rescue her, but like doesn't really seem to care ultimately.
He's busy. He's just having fun.
He's having fun.
And
he's
that's what
goofing
he cares
off.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Princess Peach needs someone with depth.
Like Waluigi.
Like Waluigi.
Mm-hmm. Who is the more attractive too.
Totally. The other day I was with this guy who tried to say that he looked like a bisexual Waluigi. And he knew this would make him hot if so. Like you could tell he was trying to use this.
Uh-huh.
But then the inherent flaw there is that the real Waluigi is bisexual. So you don't saying bisexual Waluigi is like saying wet water.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot. I was like, I'll never be attracted to you, sir, because you're an idiot.
Right. Waluigi doesn't have to say his sexuality because those who need to know.
Exactly. That's the type of man I'm looking for. And on any topic and the type of man I'm looking for, I just don't want him to, those who need to know about it. I don't want him telling everybody his stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Should we do our real intro?
Yeah.
Good.
Today, guys, we're starting anew.
We're starting anew.
We're starting freshly for the new school year. It's November, so now grades matter, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not, we're not looking outside wishing for warmer days. We're studying.
Yeah, and we're applying for colleges.
And we're going to make this year is going to be the best year of our lives.
We're going to lose our virginities.
And get all A's.
Mm-hmm.
And be captain of the dance team and the science fair.
Yeah, and lead in the musical.
And
sleep with our English teacher.
Yeah. Check. What else can you even do in high school?
Smoke weed.
Oh, shit. So basically, this year is going to be crazy. But I want to underline successful.
Right.
We're going to be having fun.
Yeah.
And working hard.
We bought like cool little planners from Staples.
Yes. And it's our year.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is that we're trying to give this podcast a little more freaking structure.
Yeah.
We're going to get to a place where these episodes, they're going to be tight and exactly how you'd want them. You know, we're introducing segments.
Right.
We're sharing documents back and forth about the podcast.
For once.
We're doing home installation.
We bought a second whiteboard, everyone.
So yeah, that's kind of where we've been. And in the spirit of that, we're now going to try to do sort of a more formal intro up top so that, you know, like the water's warm. Come on in.
Come on in.
We're trying to get you comfy. It's a good temp. And I think just then we were like bubbling hot tub.
It was too hot. It was too hot. You put a toe in, you're like, ouch, what's happening?
It's too hot.
Right.
So to dial it back a little, less bubbles, less heat.
But warm.
And still a little bubbles.
Oh, yeah, just enough.
People love bubbles.
Tee-hee. That's how bubbles make me feel. Is tee-hee.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Jyotsna.
And this is Happenstance, the podcast where we give our stance on what happens in a TV show or movie we haven't seen. We're like, should we say more about ourselves there?
When we say give our stance on what happens, I guess this is a point of confusion for some people.
Let's clear it up.
It's the plot. We're making up a plot.
We're guessing the plot of a movie.
And sometimes we talk about other things too. But don't get it twisted. That's what this is all about.
We're also going to do some classic segments that you already know and love.
But maybe, I don't think we've ever like named them. I mean, if you are a real one, you know that at top we do a what's going on today.
If you're a real one and you have good pattern recognition.
Right.
Today's episode is an IK UDK.
Another concept which we never actually explained.
Verbalized? We haven't?
I don't think we did.
Then why are the streets talking about it?
Are the streets talking about it? I did see. I saw graffiti of it downtown.
Exactly. So they are. And IKUDK, short for I know, you don't know, is where one of us knows the plot of the movie and the other one's going in blind. So one of us is going to give a happenstance.
And the other one's going to give a summary.
A reveal.
Some
might say.
We say.
Yeah, this is our freaking pod and we're in charge. So we're going to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, and we're adding a new segment today.
Yep.
We're trying to add a closing segment.
Right.
And if you stick around that long, you'll hear that and an audience request.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you today. So listen to the rest of this, and we're gonna ask you to do something. Isn't that crazy? We're being like, if you listen to something, I'm gonna ask you to do a task. That's not a reward.
But that is like school, which is kind of
what we're doing today. All right, so get over it. We're not here to investigate like why school. This is a pro school podcast.
Pro school.
We love the Department of Education.
Save it.
That's what the podcast is about.
That's going to be our call to action at the end, actually. Save the Department of Education.
And we're going to tell you how. No one else knows that. So stick around. In that spirit, we're also trying out a closing segment today called Predictions.
Yes.
Where we're going to give a happenstance. Period. End of sentence.
Yeah.
We're going to guess something.
We're going to guess. Yeah.
And we don't have more to say about that.
But we will at the end of this episode.
So stick around. Okay. What's up with you today?
Good question. So I'm in a situation where I have dark hair. Okay. And I have a roommate who's blonde.
You do.
And we have a whole dynamic.
Okay. That's just kind of what's up with us even.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in it. Wow.
Yeah, you're in my what's up with me today and always.
That's crazy because on a grander scale, what's up with me is also that I'm a blonde roommate with a dark-haired roommate.
Actually, 2 dark-haired roommates. 2.
I'm doubling up. I don't know what this girl's doing in this movie, but I bet she doesn't have 2.
No, you're one-upping her hard.
Take that. Yeah, we have 2 roommates. And kind of what I wanted to talk about in a real way with What's Up today is us 3 adult roommates, 30 years old. Somehow in the past month, have you noticed that we've organically started doing like a Hawk Tua check-in?
Yeah.
Like in the kitchen when people are doing breakfast coffee in the morning, everyone's half asleep. There's like a 40% chance that one of us will be like, did you see that Hawk Tua's doing this today?
Right. Did you know about Hawk Tua's boyfriend reveal?
Pookie. Recently, Hawk Tua did the Pookie reveal.
Yeah, we're passing the phone around.
We're reading articles.
Yeah.
We're looking at content. She really successfully infiltrated society.
Yep. Trump's America.
I know. And we've also frequently talked about it's actually a relief to learn the Hawk Tua news.
Right.
In Trump's America, because that's actually like the relaxing news.
That's the news. That should be like front page of the New York Times every day is like Hawk Tua.
What is she up to?
And then if you really want to know like what's really going on, you have to like flip.
Deep in the page.
Yeah.
But like Hawk Tua as the star of the Reich. Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
It's relaxing. The rest of the news is going to be really bad.
Right. And I want to have to dig for it.
And she's ultimately in that conservative ecosystem. I don't know what her real like beliefs on anything are because I feel like they're probably not that formed. She's young.
No, all she knows about is hand jobs. That's
Spit
her
on that
area
thing. For a second, I was like, "What are you talking about?" So she's already made it, basically. Like I already forgot her origins. Right. She's just in my mind.
But what's kind of funny about that is we still don't know her name.
No, Pookie reveal. I actually learned Pookie's name before I didn't retain Hawk Tua's name.
I mean, we're still calling her Hawk Tua.
Her name's Hawk Tua.
That's an onomatopoeia. That's a sound effect. That's not even
because that's the impact she's had on society. Bam,
bam.
Hawk Tua.
Hawk Tua.
Down Trump's America.
It does sound so much like a superhero name too.
Hawk Tua. But like a Native American superhero, something we don't even have.
No, and never will now.
And instead we have her.
Yeah.
That's literally, she's exactly the opposite if Marvel movies were about Native American superheroes instead of Hawk Tua.
And now they're all going to be about Hawk Tua, all the Marvel movies.
I sadly think they'll be over before that. I think Marvel's going to die down as Hawk Tua rises. And she'll be in something we can't even imagine yet.
And we'll all be Clockwork Orange forced to watch it in Trump's America.
But that's already happening
with Haktua.
And
but
we don't care. We like it.
We like it. Yeah.
We're chilling. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
My eyes are dry from watching Haktua, but let's talk about it. I can't stop thinking about it. Yeah. It's the thing where we've talked about this on the podcast before. I can never remember the name of it. You like your kidnapper.
Oh yeah, Stockholm Syndrome.
Always happening. It's all around
But it's
us.
almost like I'm begging, like, please let my kidnapper be Haktua and just come in. And I want her to come in now and then and be like, here's what I'm up to. And me, a starving prisoner, will be like, yes, tell me more, Haktua.
It would be so chill if Haktua kidnapped you. And that's one thing I can say about her for sure. And that's a good quality.
Right. And then if I ever escape the police, be like, what's her name? And I'll be like, I don't know. I still don't know what her name is.
It's Haktua. We didn't talk about that. Would you ask her? Would you have her on the pod?
Haktua?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would too, 100%.
Of course. Like,
100%.
I was just trying to think about like a reason why I wouldn't have her on the pod. There's none.
So we love Haktua. I literally didn't even learn about Haktua till 2 months late, and now it's like what, 4 months later, and I love her.
I was like seeing references to her like pop up online, and I deliberately was like, I don't want to know about this, and I withheld.
Guess what I secretly think now?
Mm-hmm.
She should play Wicked.
She should play Wicked,
aka the Ariana role in Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
It should be Haktua, not Ariana.
They should just
at
like
this time in culture,
like CGI or with the AI face swap thing. They should just make
pop her on there. I want to see how Haktua acts, though.
You think she'd be good?
I don't care. I don't freaking care.
Okay.
Put Haktua in it.
I want Haktua like a Truman Show style.
A reality show about Haktua.
Yeah, but we just like, it's cameras all the time. We just watch her life like Big Brother style, but it's just her going about her daily life, cutting carrots or whatever. Not carrots because of the E. coli recall. Everyone be safe.
Don't eat your carrots right now.
Yeah.
I respect her more than that. Like, I don't want to like violate her privacy. I want to see her do art. I want to see her perform.
Okay. Yeah, you want to see the Haktua one-man show.
I want what she is willing to give me as my kidnapper Haktua. I think she should be in the Ariana role. Hawk, spit on that thing. That's true and funny. And those are hard. It's hard to say something that's both true and funny. But the funniest stuff is true.
And it's hard to say something that's true and funny and somehow catapults you into this level of fame.
Yeah. But that wasn't what it was about.
Yeah.
She's pure. Haktua, everybody. Haktua. But anyway, we already gave it away. Today we're talking about
Wicked! Happenstance.
That's the energy everyone has around Wicked.
No, I think it's more like desperate than that even. It's like, Wicked!
I have been thinking about this. I think it's a big year for the color green. First of all, I'm going to say that.
When did it start?
Brat Summer.
Oh.
Brat Summer. And I didn't like look back in time before Brat Summer to see if there was a third green thing.
Uh-huh.
But I think this is like a continuation of Kamala
green.
Brat Summer.
Uh-huh.
Where like we were like, oh, that's happening. Maybe Donald Trump will be president. Ah.
Yeah.
And then now he is. And we're like, Brat Wicked. Brat Wicked. We have to maintain the vibes. Brat Wicked.
Uh-huh.
And it's another green woman.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. That's what we need is a green woman to save us from the red, you know?
And the pink.
And the pink. And the pink. And the pink. There's something about the pink lately.
Yeah.
There's something about the pink.
Is dangerous.
I know. As a blonde woman right now is it's not the time.
Right.
It's a controversial
It's not the time to be a blonde woman.
People want to be lighting up a blonde woman.
Yeah.
And blonde women need to act right.
Yeah,
you know?
blonde women read the room.
I was reading the room and just nodding there because I knew I didn't need to say anything. That's so true. Read the room, ladies.
Read the room, ladies.
Okay, so what we know about Wicked and why.
All right. Well,
you go first.
Gladly. I was never like so into musical theaters, but I was randomly obsessed with Wicked through all of high school.
Okay.
To like an insane extent. Like I knew all the words to all the songs. I made my dad take our whole family to see it on Broadway for my 16th birthday instead of like, he was like, I can give you $500 cash or I will take our whole family to see Wicked.
Is it because he didn't want to go to Wicked? Was that like him trying to buy you out of wanting to go to Wicked? He $500 worth didn't want to see Wicked?
No, I think it was like he was trying to teach me a lesson. He was like, this is how badly you want to see this, you stupid teen.
My mom always tells this story about my grandpa, rest in peace, where whenever she was going to get married, he was like, I'll pay for your wedding because I'm the dad and that's who has to pay for the wedding, or I'll just give you the money. And she picked the wedding. And you can tell sometimes she's like, But like, dads, why are you creating these scenarios?
They are trying to like teach you about yourself,
Economics,
but in like a weird, twisted way.
Economics dad style.
But then weirdly, I don't know, like maybe he's trying to be like, maybe the experience was worth more than the cash, like at the end of the day.
That's what my mom did for wedding. But I think, I don't know. You can't go back in time.
I am like glad I saw it on Broadway because I feel like that was kind of the end of the era for me, and because I honestly was like, that was fine.
Oh no! After all the dedication.
I know. I hate saying it. But then
I think it's crazy how people can be like, I'm a fan of this musical just based on the like soundtrack without ever having seen or read the musical.
Right.
That feels crazy to say.
I know. And I'm trying to remember like even what got me so into it. It must have been like I had a friend who was into it or something. But like I did watch like a bunch of like whatever clips you could get. Like at the time people were posting like illegal musical clips. It was big on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I've watched some illegal musicals.
Those were the days.
People loved that.
But then so I was into that. But then okay, here's a side tangent to that. My aunt very thoughtfully got me Wicked the book because she was like, I know you're into the musical.
You go, aunt. Very thoughtful.
You would think.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wicked the book is very different. But not only that, like she gave this to me when I was like 13. It is incredibly sexually explicit.
Wait, okay, I thought that.
Yes. And like not just like in normal sex ways, like there's like sex clubs, there's like BDSM.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there's like weird bestiality stuff.
Okay, first of all, gotta read Wicked. Second of all, this is funny because I like suspected that but didn't know how hardcore that was because my core memory about Wicked, I know nothing about the plot. I know nothing about it except for like defying gravity, Rachel singing on Glee.
Okay. I think it's amazing you somehow escaped that.
Well, I did, except my dad, when the Amazon Kindle was invented, got one, and the only book he had on it forever. No, I think he got them all. He got all the Wicked series.
That's crazy.
And it was famous that my dad was like trying to read Wicked on the Kindle for like 5 years. And I don't think he ever did. But he was like, this is a book for me. I gotta read this on the Amazon Kindle. And then it's about Wizard of Oz sex clubs.
Well, what was really interesting about that? Well, first of all, I want to say at that time in my life, I was devouring like a book every 2 days.
Yeah.
Like vibes. Like I was a big reader.
If you got your hands on like a perverted one, would you go fast?
No, I couldn't get through it.
It was that bad.
It
for
was
an
like
8th grader.
But it wasn't just the like sex part because I actually tried reading it again when I was older. It's also just like a weird book that doesn't really make sense and it doesn't really go anywhere.
Is it like trippy vibes?
Not even really. It's just random. It jumps around in time. The characters are unlikable. The writing is like weird.
Well, it's famously, you know, the thing where it's like it's based on a book. Like there's something where like the movie is based on a play that's based on a movie of a book of a play. It's like that.
Yeah. The books, the Wizard of Oz books are definitely like weirder than
Frank
the movie.
L. Baum.
Right.
See, I fuck with him.
Yeah. I read some of those and I did like them.
Yeah.
But this book, okay. The other interesting thing about Gregory Maguire, the guy who wrote the Wicked books, is
It's a man.
Yes.
I'm out.
I know. And he used to be just a children's book author. So he decided to write an adult book.
This was his horny outlet.
Yes.
This is like when people
so perverted.
make anime porn of like, I don't know, Lisa Simpson or something.
Yes. It was fucked up. And yeah. So
but it's funny whenever women do that, but like with fairy tales, that's not fucked up or perverted.
No.
And women love to do it with fairy tales. So it's like Taylor Swift, Stephanie Meyer. I've been watching a lot of that stuff lately because it's fall. So it's time to absorb sexy fairy tale women content.
I'm so fine with that. I'm even fine with like the Beauty and the Beast like weird dynamic thing. Like I'm fine with all of that.
Is that because it's classy? Because it's like an ancient text? Or like what's the difference?
I think my problem with Wicked fundamentally is that when men try to write horny books, they also want to be like, this is about politics actually. And
may I say interject?
yes.
Last week at a Chinese restaurant, kind of at a business dinner. I have personal business dinners in my life now, guys. That's what.
Okay, and you're not telling me about them? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's like not really a business dinner, but I'm making it sound like that. Okay. Whatever. I'm trying to explain. I was at dinner with annoying twink official.
Okay.
Kevin, who's formerly been on the pod.
One of our best friends in the world.
Famously a gay man. Mm-hmm. And then a straight guy. And Magic Mike comes up.
Okay.
The straight guy gives an impassioned speech where he's like, Magic Mike is like, you think it's just going to be some stripper movie, but then it's secretly good because it's about the bureaucracy and poverty and how hard it is to get like a commercial construction license.
I think that's the worst parts of the movie.
That's what me and Kevin said. I was like mouth agape. And he like had it for all three. He's seen them all.
Uh-huh.
The first one was enough for him. And he like knew, do you know it's like Soderbergh or someone?
Yeah. Steven Soderbergh.
Whose other movies are like boring procedural.
Yeah.
Like he was like, and I love to see it. And I just thought that was a shocking opinion. But yeah, basically men love trying to write a sexy book that also has like, and then I had to fill out this paperwork in the zoning laws and like boring stuff.
Yeah. And like that's why Wicked was like unreadable. Cause it was just so, the world building was so like unnecessary. Like,
he jerked off about it for like 5 years. I know. Or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was just so, it was honestly bad. I didn't like it. Damn. I couldn't get through it. And at the time I could finish any book at the time. And it was horny, and I did kind of like that about it.
I would read those quicker because I would be like, oh my God, bad.
I know. But also the sex in it is like, even for me now, I'm like, this is fucked up shit. Yeah.
In Wicked?
Yeah. There's like, there's a scene where like this animal, but the animals in this are like
BoJack
sentient.
Horseman?
Yeah. But it gets like locked in a cage and tortured while people are like fucking around it. Vibes. Yeah.
What animal are they doing this to?
I mean, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but her professor.
An animal can be a professor?
Well,
and
yeah.
be sexually, like, what even is that? That's a crime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, but what kind of animal is it? I'm trying to hear, like, lizard or, like, bug.
No, I think it's, like, a goat. Or he's a goat, because he's a person.
He's a goat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into it more than that, because it does get into, like, the real plot of the musical. But they literally...
Shocking that you can't say more about a scene where a man goat who's a professor goes to like a forced sex party thing.
Yeah.
Because that'll give away what happens in this musical that seems to me like PG and just about like eating a cupcake on the square.
You'll see they definitely change the plot a lot, and they make it like very about this relationship between
these gals. Yeah, good.
Which like it's not like that in the book. Like it's random.
Not a 2-gal movie.
Yeah, again, it just like jumps forward like 7 years later. I was even trying to read the summary of the book just to be like, what even happens in this? And like every chunk it would be like, then 7 years later she's been doing this, and then this thing it's like boring and weird, and like
he really world built that thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, and
spit on that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think like the musical kind of has some of the like edgier parts, but then like sands the edges off, but it doesn't really work. And then yeah.
Well, what I'm hearing on the streets is this thing works, honey. This thing, people are obsessed.
I also here's my take on that.
Okay.
I think a lot of musicals, Act 1 great, Act 2 terrible.
Why do you think that is?
Because Act 1 is all about like building up to this big moment that happens like at the end, like before the intermission. In this case, Defying Gravity.
And that made it. I know about that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Act 2, there's less original songs. It's mostly reprises. Sad, boring. Yeah. And it's all about like the consequences. Act 2 is like kind of the slump. That's when all the bad things start to happen.
What is up with I thought it was reprise. That's not important.
I just
and you know what?
Reprise
Stop doing them.
I don't feel confident.
I think quit making sequels to songs in your song.
I know, and it's always a sad version.
Yeah,
like
in the minor key.
And I don't know why almost every musical I can think of has this structure where Act 1 is upbeat and Act 2 is depressing, but like that's just how it seems to happen.
What about the Phantom of the Opera?
The Phantom of the Opera I think is like
Act 1 slay, Act 2 slay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna just
Thank
say.
you. I just wanted to shout out the Phantom of the Opera for being a double act slay.
And I usually Act 2, I like get bored and I'm like, why are we still doing this? And like, this is a bummer now. And it's like fewer songs, more talking usually too.
Oh.
Yeah. And then like, yeah. And I think like, that's why I'm like, I think this movie, obviously it's going to be great. It has all of your favorite songs in it, like Popular, Defying Gravity.
Can you name a third one?
Dancing Through Life.
That one lost me. That's why it didn't break out of the movie musical spheres, because like that's so musical theater for a song to be about dancing through life.
Right. That one's supposed to be like fun and a little horny and whatever. And then I can't name a single song that's in Act 2.
Sad.
So that movie might not slay as much as this one.
Wait, what movie?
Whatever the second movie is, because they split it in 2
by acts.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Exactly.
One of my big questions was like, what's the split? It didn't even occur to me. It's the intermission of a year. Oh, it's gonna come back and Wicked's gonna be barren.
It's going to be really depressing and dark and boring.
And we're going to be like, this shouldn't come out now. Everything's like that. If you make like not everything, but like, because already this is late in the sense that Ariana should have played this 3 years ago and it was like happening, but now Hawk Tuah should play it.
Yeah.
And then also in 2 years, we just like, we're going to be like, really tired of all the like CGI Greatest Showman-ass background or something, and probably something new bad will be happening
that we can't even imagine,
that will somehow make Wicked tonally incorrect.
Maybe Trump will start persecuting little people.
What if Trump for the next 1 year actually just only does Wicked 2 spoilers?
That would be fucked
what
up.
If every day we're broadcast just
and Hawk Tuah is like the official correspondent of the Wicked spoilers issued by the...
But not in it, which is just edging. Like, that's almost giving us what we want, but it's not it. And then we're just so tired of all this.
I'm already tired just hearing you say that.
I am tired now too, but literally 4 days ago, I didn't even know Wicked was like coming out or anything. And then I Googled it once because we were doing this podcast. And ever since then, everywhere I look, Wicked. They realized I was open to it in a way they didn't previously.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier because I've already been getting this Wicked content and I haven't engaged with it in any way. But like,
no, because when you were 16, you were a super fan, and there's probably traces
somehow
that the studio is sniffing out.
Or like how the TikTok AI can like, you know, when they find out you're gay before you know you're gay vibe.
Yeah.
Like maybe they can do that, but like know that you used to be a Wicked fan just based on like your scrolling
I think they can
pattern.
know that. I think they can know that.
Yeah.
I think my stuff, all things, because I famously get AARP magazine and stuff like that. And I think I do have like old man questions. Like last week I Googled like, will any garden hose fit any spigot? I think my stuff thinks I'm like a gay old man.
Right. It's just sending you like back medication. And,
But like a gay old man who's not interested in Wicked, like I probably know about like Madonna.
Okay.
But like this isn't for me. So
that's
I just have
nice.
been left out of the Wicked sphere until I Googled it, and then they realized he's in.
Mine, because I recently watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, now thinks I love Lord of the Rings, but also sports.
Okay, cool. I think the two Lord of the Rings fandom paths are Lord of the Rings and sports or Lord of the Rings and psychedelics.
Ooh.
And I've like been through the stage of my life where I know the Lord of the Rings psychedelics people. I'm tired. Give me Lord of the Rings and sports. Give it to me. I the other day watched this show on Netflix randomly that's like called NBA Starting 5 or something. It's like, what does LeBron James do every day? I learned about 4 more NBA players I've never heard of in my life. I was just loving it. And I realized that like I'm ready to see my family for the holidays because I want to have a conversation with like my dad or brother where I'm like, I saw that guy do something at a press conference. And they're like, yeah, he averages 49 in the 8th. And I'd be like, awesome. And then that's it. That's a relaxing convo.
Right.
I don't know what that means. I don't care, but I'm like, cool.
But that's also like the opposite of Wicked in every single way.
Getting
like,
39 in the 8th is not Wicked.
No. Nobody who knows about Wicked coming out knows about 39 in the 8th.
No, you're totally right. I guess I want to have like a boring straight guy conversation, but not in like, not evil style, just boring. I feel like you have to say that now because of Donald Trump. You have to be like,
I'm not being evil when I talk to a straight man.
When I want to talk to a straight guy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So yeah.
Want to hear something like he's 39 in the 8th statistically.
Well, I think now in Trump's America, to be woke, you can only talk to straight guys about Wicked. You have to like force them to hear you talk about Wicked, and
I think a lot of them will see it.
probably.
Like I
kind of think everyone in America is gonna watch this movie.
They're acting like that promotionally, which is how you get everyone to go see it, is by
It's like,
acting like
this
they
is
are.
like the most Barbie since Barbie.
It's giving 4 quadrants.
Yeah.
Like you give them a wicked inch, they'll take a mile. I googled it once. They're like, you have to go. Now I'm like, I have to go.
Well, I mean, it's just like Barbie had pink, and then Wicked has green and
pink. And it's a green year now, but we are still loving pink from last time.
Right.
Smart. Smart. Whoever did that.
Look, green and pink is so like Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Yeah. It's like sort of a classic 2002 color combo, like light green, light pink. And we're back in that still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kermit and Miss Piggy. Whoa. What a complex relationship.
They should be in Wicked.
That would stress me out. I literally think about like their dynamics as like a toxic couple like a lot. Anytime I see one of them, I'm like, that was an unhealthy relationship.
I wonder how they're doing after Trump got reelected.
Well, they in the like con, like what does that even stand for? You know how you say retcon? What is con? Canon?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Well, in the canon of the Muppets, I think Kermit has like broken up with Miss Piggy and moved on to like a younger, sort of more softer, still pig woman who I think's more like nice to him.
But that's so fucked up for Miss Piggy.
Yes, because obviously he wasn't giving her things she needed in that relationship, and that's why she was acting like that. But she was acting. She's like being like Kermit, you bitch, and like hitting him and stuff.
I know, but
and
she
that's
loves
a bad vibe.
attention, and I don't think he was giving her it.
I think she should be with someone else, but she does need time to heal.
Yeah.
But it's so man-like to just go get a younger girlfriend who's like more chill.
But also a pig.
He has a type. He has a type.
But what's this other woman's name?
I don't even know because she's not an icon.
Hawktua.
I couldn't handle it if Kermit was dating Hawktua. Also, a controversial opinion. Now that I saw Pookie, I think Hawktua's Kermit and Pookie's Miss Piggy.
Whoa.
I think Hawktua has a Kermit type personality. That's why we like her.
But we need to hear from.
She's a matter of fact.
We just need to hear from Pookie. We need to hear more from him.
We could this week if we wanted. I'm not gonna. But we might learn through just cultural osmosis.
I've never tried to learn about Hawktua, everyone. I've never
No,
Googled
me neither.
her.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Thank God. I'm so glad they made it easy. But yeah, I do think it's the pink and green of it all. I have been hearing a lot of people now, you have to be like, are you Elphaba or are you, I don't even know the penguin's name.
Galinda
or Glinda?
Well, in the book, it's Galinda, and then she changes it to Glinda.
Smart. Because I hate Galinda.
Galinda.
Okay, so Elphaba or Galinda? Glinda.
I always was, the reason people like get obsessed with Wicked when they're in high school is because they're like, I'm Elphaba.
Is it because you're emo or a prep? Is that like the dichotomy?
Well, Elphaba's whole thing is like she's too smart for everyone else, but also like kind of weird and misunderstood and like
that's everyone
angry
in
and
high school.
passionate and like an activist, but also crazy. And
the secret of being a teen though is even if you're the pink one, you feel like that inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, everyone thinks I'm the pink one, but really
I'm the green one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're green, you're supposed to want to be pink, which is what I assume this is about, kind of, or like railing against society wanting you to want to be pink.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're like, pink people are so basic, but if only.
Look, I separated and made it more personal, but as the one playing Glenda today, I think this whole movie is about, hey, just because someone's blonde, actually, that doesn't mean they're okay.
Wow, that's deep.
That's what I think this movie's about. From my perspective.
I think Wicked is so interesting because there is the like, I mean, there's like the racial component to it.
Weird.
Because like
they retconned that Elphaba is black, yes?
Well,
or, like she's being played by a black woman.
She's being played by a black woman, but she's green.
Yes, but it feels like that makes it much more significant.
Right.
Yes.
But then it's like even if she's supposed to be white but green, just still dark hair or light hair. Like,
I know. And then I was also like, it just feels weird that there's a white one and a black one and the black one's green.
Yeah.
Like I think if my dream casting for this, and I think the way you make it the coolest and least problematic is I think it's Parent Trap. I want to see one talented actress
play both.
Or
the blonde one should be Zendaya.
Well, yeah, obviously it's just two black women.
Yeah.
Like, make it people of like the same race.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're making it loaded in a way that it's like, it feels like they're trying to be progressive in casting her as a black woman. But
Right.
I feel like it's like setting up a weird dichotomy that isn't.
Yeah.
And they're making the classic emo versus prep.
Yeah, but then also
racially coded.
Yes. But then, I mean, I sort of hinted at this because Sam didn't want a repeat of the Gremlins incident.
That was our Christmas episode last year.
Where
for a week I was really troubled by, I heard somewhere that Gremlins was super racist. And then I was like, so I have to make a happenstance
about how
how
racist.
stuff is racist. So I had to like come up with racist stuff. And I was like, that seems bad.
Right. And then, so for this, you were like, is this racist?
So
is this about racism?
Figure out
Tell
if
me.
I had to make up racism or not.
And it is about racism.
Okay.
But not in the way you'd expect.
Well, as far as I got in my sort of racism playthrough
right.
in my mind about the movie is I was just thinking about the various races that we know are in Oz based on my limited knowledge, which is just Wizard of Oz.
Good enough.
We got trees that are alive. We
I don't know if
have
they're even addressed in this.
a lion guy. So they do have guys who are also an animal.
Yeah.
Tin Man. Green Lady.
Yeah.
Bubble Witch. That's the pink one. This movie reveals that there's also like just handsome regular guys. Cool.
Played by Jonathan Bailey,
who we love.
We famously love.
Lord Anthony Bridgerton.
The bait of my existence and the object of all my desires.
We say that quote in this household at least once a week.
About like an apple or something.
Yeah. Anything that's a little hard to get, but you want it. I'm so happy to see him in this movie.
Right.
Wait, but what was I talking about before that? Oh, so there's like a bunch of races in Oz.
And you didn't even mention the Munchkins.
Wait, those are okay. I think the two races that are actually the most controversial or like polar. How do you talk about them? What do we talk about when we talk about Munchkins? What do we talk about when we talk about flying monkeys? Because they're an army, but it seems like a subjugated army.
Yeah.
Is that involved in this?
Yes.
I'm troubled thinking about that.
I'm like, there's too much fucking going on in this.
Well, because it's a world.
It is
with
a world.
Racism. Basically, all stuff now is like the Pixar movies are always like, it's a world with racism. Can we just fix racism so movies can be about something else?
Yeah, I'm bored.
Is that crazy to say?
Yeah.
Also, I want stuff to just be about like interpersonal stuff. Like I want a small movie.
Yeah.
And like racism, sure, it can be tangentially involved.
Right.
But I want it to be like just about these girls. One of them left the door open on a night where the other one said, did someone do a crime? I guess I just want all movies to be a mystery theater. Is what I'm saying.
You want every movie to be a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, but only about like 4 people and like
okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I think if we're going back to like a man wrote this.
Yes.
I think if a woman
That's
tried
so
to
crazy
find
a man wrote this.
Yeah.
This is like when the man did Happy Bunny. Like,
but I think it's very obvious that a man wrote it because I think if a woman was trying to find deeper meaning in the Wizard of Oz movies, she would not be like, there's so much systemic inequality. Let's like really dive into that.
yeah. Well, I think she would be like, let's see this relationship. And then sure, it can reflect the systemic equality. It's more nuanced. It's more subtle.
No nuance in this bad boy.
If I wrote a thing about the Wizard of Oz, I'm just coming up with this now. I would want to write about a tin girl. That's what speaks to me in this.
Write it.
What would you want to write about in Wizard of Oz?
Scarecrow. That's my crush.
I love the Scarecrow. Wait, sometimes I'm like, that's me. Love the Scarecrow. I forgot him. So awesome. Yeah, why? What kind of sick freak wants to write about the problems? But kind of me. Because earlier this week when I was Googling and trying to figure out if this is racist and how.
Yeah.
So I could build that world. What the fuck? This is a weird podcast. I was really thinking about the Munchkins.
Yeah.
Because whenever you're a little kid, you watch Wizard of Oz and you see the Munchkins and they're top, I'm going to say it, top slay in the movie, the Lollipop Guild.
We represent
the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. We can all sing the words.
Yeah.
It's like a 10-second moment and you're like,
Well,
the Lollipop Guild.
also famously, when they filmed this movie, they had actual little people playing all of the Munchkins.
Well, that's what I want to say next is like, okay, so you're zoned in on the Lollipop Guild. You know these Munchkins.
Yeah.
Then you learn it's actual little people.
Yeah.
Then the next thing they tell you is that they all were touching child Judy Garland's ass.
Is that true?
Yes. Because they hired like carny dudes. Which, okay, it's just everyone back then, it's allowed that carnies are pedophile gropers. But then, so you're like, this is the first time you're seeing a lot of little people. You're like, interesting. They did do a sleigh in the movie.
Yeah.
And then you learn they're pedophile gropers because of carny culture. That says something about America, but I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about it.
That's
troubled.
That's layers. But also, there were only carny workers because that's the only thing that they were probably allowed to do at this time.
And that's fucked up. And like, what's up with that? One time in college, I got in a fight with my roommate about like, she was like, you don't see little people out in the world very often because they're discriminated against. But I thought just statistically there aren't that many little people. And I don't know what the truth is.
Yeah.
But we never resolved it. It was just like
yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, I'm not seeing a ton of them, but...
Me neither. But also, bringing up my dad again, in the 2005 Wicked Book era, one of the top shows on television was Little People, Big World. He's obsessed with that.
What? There's one about specifically, like, wives, right?
Yeah. No, they have a whole Little People genre.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know.
What is it? I wish we could call your dad right now.
I don't want to hear him sound off on this because it's fraud. But he loved watching little people run a farm. Oh, I know that.
Okay. Well, it sounds challenging.
Yeah, it was. But basically, the first thing I don't know. I think the whole deal there.
Yeah.
But famously, the Wizard of Oz was like Glee in that people were like dying. There's a hanging guy in that one scene secretly.
What?
In some background scene in the Wizard of Oz, it was like such a big production that was so terrible and abusive to everyone involved in it.
Yeah.
And it was like hundreds of people, tons of sets, huge money. Some guy, as like a work protest, hung himself from one of the set pieces intentionally so that it would be in the scene they shot that day. And it is, but you have to like be like a Wizard of Oz head to know where.
Shit was so cursed back then.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very cursed movie. Judy Garland, famously one of the top people I'm obsessed with, running on cigarettes and also getting molested all the time. And methamphetamines. And slaying.
She was so good in that movie.
She's so good. I think there's a lot of parallels between her and Ariana.
Okay.
Just little skinny girls with a iconic hairstyle who are being run ragged for stardom.
Right.
And no one's gonna expect this, but guess what? You know who else I think is like that? Me.
You wrote this in the outline and I was like, I can't wait to hear how this could possibly be true.
Less so with Judy Garland, but Ariana Grande, I'm like, actually, we're the same.
Okay.
And I have several bullet points on this. The one is just, I have always thought, I famously have trouble motivating myself to work. But when you put me in an environment where that's like the thing, I'm incredible at it.
Okay.
And obviously, since a young age, I was like, I should be a star. I think in the studio system where I was a kid who they gave cigarettes, I could have garlanded. I'm just saying.
But like, why are you like Ariana Grande?
Because she came up in the same way on Nickelodeon under old creepy foot fetish guy.
Yeah. Dan Schneider.
And basically same thing where she's just very young. She's on the set of Victorious, which was like the Skins of Nickelodeon.
Right.
For like bisexual teens. Also, a thought I came up with while I was thinking about Victorious was just like, if you say Victorious is like the bisexual show, it's like the same as Bisexual Waluigi, where it was like, duh.
Yeah.
Not just interesting. Good show.
I think Victorious is also interesting because it was kind of at the tail end of
and it was like more adult, and I like have fond Victorious memories, but they were doing weird shit, like doing an episode where they all have to get stuck in a hot trailer and like take off their clothes and are sweaty.
Damn.
And that was like what Ariana Grande was doing when she was 12, and keeping up a hard routine of dyeing her hair beet red.
That was a crazy look.
Her scalp had to be burning. And she was singing and turning it out as a comedic actress.
Okay, I am relieved to hear that this is why you think you're like Ariana Grande and not because you actually want to get a spray tan and pretend to be a different race.
Okay, I have more. That one's not related. The other reasons I'm like Ariana Grande, which also I would like to argue that I'm not down with Ariana kind of racially representing every woman. I think that's weird.
It is weird.
I don't have more to say about it, but that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But I do think part of that is why she gets to be Elphaba, or she gets to be Glinda. There's black Elphabas because it's like,
oh,
Ariana's black,
mixed race queen,
a famous mixed race queen.
Yeah,
and that's not true, but I do believe that's like everyone's like, well,
she successfully Rachel Dolezal, I think.
Yes, and I actually think now she's doing blonde as a race.
Whoa,
I think she's being a non-Italian white woman in Wicked.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
Fine with it, ha.
Oh, you don't feel trampled upon?
Because I famously am pro. I think whiteface is very funny.
Okay, yeah. You love white chicks.
Yeah, I love white chicks. When you did whiteface as the queen for Halloween,
I did do that.
One of the top days I loved you. Love whiteface. So kind of in that same sense, I actually am loving Ariana right now.
Okay.
That she's pretending to be me. I'm so flattered. Like, all right. And I know other people don't feel that way, but structurally it's fine for me to feel that way, I think.
Right.
But I also think we're like, because I do think she has a dark sense of humor, which is one thing I like about her. I know a lot about her, more than I realized until I like sat down this week and meditated on Wicked.
Are you gonna talk about Pete Davidson?
I am right now. Oh my god, could you see on my face?
No, I just like was thinking about why she would have a dark sense of humor, and then I thought about probably the same thing as you.
She had multiple kill yourself type drug boyfriends.
Yes, Mac Miller.
Those guys, funny. Those guys are funny. And this is more of a lighthearted take on that, but famously on her first date with Pete Davidson, they went to do karaoke together and they sang Bring Me to Life
by Evanescence.
With Ariana doing the vocals and Pete doing the screamo part. That's like a dream scenario for me. And one of my top bids is I sing that song but just me and do the Ariana part and the like and I think she would like take a swing at that too. I think that's up her alley in terms of what's funny. I also like her vibe, like the famous donut licking video where she went to a store with some other boyfriend at the time, Big Sean, also a funny, fun guy, and they lick donuts, and then she's like, I hate America. I hate Americans. That's awesome.
Wait, I thought you were going to tell a story about how she told everyone Pete Davidson had a giant penis, and then he apparently doesn't. And now apparently every woman who sleeps with him is disappointed. This is according to him.
Okay, but I also don't even think that's her fault because she's just the most petite woman in the world, and I feel like she has a small and shallow vagina.
Okay.
I think the reason Ariana, part of it, is when she falls, I think she does fall hard.
So you think she was genuinely trying to be like, my boyfriend has an enormous dick and I love him?
I think she knew it was funny to say that and just being like, it's huge. I also like her. I like that she's kind of like robot vibes, and then it's like, it's giant, it's so big, it's huge. Like, I think she's funny, and I think she actually right now, I don't think she's as funny anymore. I think she's very damaged after like the London bombings and being in everyone's eyes,
and Mac
like,
Miller.
I think she got a lot of problems, but I think when she's not, I think she's more like sort of Aubrey Plaza-ing than people give her credit for. Like, I think she knows what she's doing. I think she has a lot of body image issues, and that's part of like being a pop star and like the race baiting thing.
Kind of related to that.
Yeah.
The ladies are looking like piles of bone.
Skinny, musical,
but
skinny,
like worrying.
No, unwell. They're looking unwell.
Looking,
but I think that's because of like everything that's happened to her over the recent years. And then I feel like they're having a madness of two on set.
Oh, they're trying to out diet each other.
I feel like they're like, this is our skinny musical, which doesn't even feel relevant at all.
No.
Yeah. But that's tough. Wait, I think I might have had something else about that. Oh, one thing after seeing all the Wicked content this week, what's inspiring in me is like, I've been thinking, I hope after this, Ariana has time to heal. I think that's part of like the marketing. Like, I kind of think they know that too. In a Judy Garland-y way, they're using her like frail, troubled self.
It's so interesting that you're focusing so much on Ariana because I feel like Cynthia Erivo is kind of taking over the image, and I've like never really been a fan of hers, and I think like,
wait, why not? I like don't know anything about her.
She is like really prickly and like kind of she just like kind of rubs people the wrong way.
But that's also like classic musical theater diva style.
Yes.
Which I support.
Yes. But the controversy that happened like during the promotion of this is like, you know, the original like
the poster with the smirk. Yes.
The poster with the smirk.
I vaguely saw this in my like, you told me to like learn about this, so I tried a little and then I got bored. What happened?
But like, yeah, the poster of the smirk is the famous one, and then when they recreated it for the movie, it shows like her whole face, and she's like not really smirking.
Yes.
And like her whole expression and vibe is different. It's just not a very good poster.
Sure.
So a fan like edited it to like cover most of her face
to look like the OG. Yes.
And she got so angry and like blasted this poor fan like on her account, and leading to them like, you know, getting harassed by a lot of fans. It was like, this is like, you're erasing me, I feel erased, and like made it about her being black, and like just
I think that is like, if you look at it from the structural level of like she made it about her being black, I think that's more like her and Ariana been dieting in their trailers together for months. I'm talking about Ariana because we already know her. Everyone knows her. It's like a movie where it's like Elphaba and Ariana Grande. Like she was cast as Elphaba, but she has to fight to become Cynthia Erivo in our minds.
Yeah, so she's like, show my whole face on the poster.
Because of the race thing, like that's just implicit in Oz and like the real world.
Yeah.
I think that's like part of it, but I think it's based more on her like real, like lived Wicked experience, which I think makes sense. Sucks for that fan. Yeah. But I love when celebs pop off at real people. Controversial take.
She's been doing that through the whole press tour, and you know what? You're probably right. She
ain't eaten either. She's probably like pissed.
She's always been like a little bit of a, like you said, diva though, and I do think
this has to be a hard situation to be a diva in. That's all I can say. A diva must be struggling in this situation, and I do feel for her for that, because I do think I am genuinely connecting with Ariana so hard right now for being blonde.
Wow.
That's crazy. Because really, I'm the green one.
Yeah.
I know I'm the green one.
You are the green one.
I'm the green one. But look at me. Look at me.
You're the green one trapped in a blonde body.
Right. And that's why I made my plot today just about, and Ariana's journey. Guess what? Blonde people, they're not okay. Too.
Brittany.
Yeah. Another of my top icons. Yeah. But I just don't think it has to be like this, and could have just been, Zendaya. And that still would have been a skinny musical, but like,
yeah,
it could be less loaded, I think.
I mean, in the original, or like the most famous cast, it's Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth.
And they're almost like Parent Trap to me.
Yeah.
They're like opposite dark hair, blonde hair, white lady musical theater types, but they have the same energy.
Right. And they're both like stars equally,
I think so too. I mean, that's great casting. This is tough. And to be Cynthia Erivo in the equation is the toughest one.
Right. And I think Cynthia Erivo is ultimately, people were like not thrilled when she was chosen
Why?
Because of like all the various controversies.
Diva moments. Yeah.
But she's a great singer and I think a good actress, and I think it was good casting.
Okay.
But I think like when it came out, everyone was like, her, but then like, oh my God, Ariana. You know what I mean? Like it was from the start.
But now I think people are like, Ariana. And like, Ariana, we're worried. Which is still too much about Ariana probably for Cynthia, but I get why I'm rooting for her. I hope she turns it out, and it seems like she is, because everyone I know who's like a secret musical theater person, which I guess because it's Los Angeles, California, is everyone I know is posting just like the movie poster at the theater and saying like life-changing. Wow. Everything. Like they're using the biggest words I could imagine to describe this experience. I don't think I'll feel that way, but like whatever, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah.
I voted for Kamala Harris and didn't feel great about it. I'm going to be there. And that's the same thing as the election.
It is.
Now.
You have to turn out.
Brat Wicked.
Yeah.
Freaking Brat Wicked.
You have to be a citizen of the country.
Even though it's like complicated. It's complicated. I think also, what else? Do we have anything else? That feels like all I want to say in the lead up, yeah.
You wanted to talk about the Barbie box.
I don't really care about that. I just wrote it down because it was like brought up the other day. But now I feel like then I connected with it more personally, and I was like, no, I don't need to talk about the Barbie box. Okay. Because I had more to say.
Well, if you guys want to look into the Barbie box, that's
the Barbie box is. We can just do a quick. They put out Wicked Barbies, and the boxes just say wicked.com. That's a sex site. That's a porn site. I love that someone involved in that was doing their job in a way where they were like, it's probably like wicked.com.
I love that somebody actually Googled it.
Yeah, that's a freak. That's who's reading a Barbie box.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a QR code. You actually had to like type it in.
Maybe they did all of that on purpose to manufacture a little scandal.
Oh yeah, so they wrote wicked.com and then also were like, oh my god, these people wrote, the same person did both things.
Maybe, but because I feel like it totally makes sense to be the person who does the text for the box and is like, it's probably wicked.com. I don't care.
Yeah.
But to be the person who cares what the Barbie box says.
Yeah.
That's a freak.
That person doesn't exist.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
That sick fucking doesn't
I would rather erase that person who read the Barbie box and blame it on a structural thing. So that's really so. Why does Wicked have to be about like just the infrastructure?
Yeah, why can't it be about this one sick fuck who
at school? Just a sick fuck at school. Why can't it just be about that?
That is the best part of the musical, I think, is when she's at school.
A sick fuck at school. Wait, the whole musical isn't school?
Okay, let's just do your happenstance and then get into it.
All right. So my happenstance, I think they are sisters from the same mom, different dads, and they each live with their dad. Because the mom is busy sort of being like the best witch alive. Yeah. And if she was in it, she'd be played by Cher, like in Mamma Mia 2. Same look.
Okay.
And so they've been separated. They grew up separate. They know each other. They see each other's pics on Facebook.
Okay.
And they have weird resentments towards each other.
Okay.
Impacted by, of course, that one is green.
But why is the one green?
Because her dad's green.
Oh, her dad's green. Okay. I didn't think about it like that. Okay.
See, I don't even think I have a base understanding of this one. I assumed green is race.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So her dad's green. I do take issue with the fact, like, why is she choosing to wear a classic witch get up where Glinda wears a tiara? Are they choosing this? That's crazy. But maybe Glinda's dad is like the Baron of the Lollipoptia or something.
Yeah.
The poppy fields. And
the Baron of the poppy fields.
Sure. Pink area. The poppy fields. And then the green one's dad is, it doesn't matter what his job is, but he's green. And see, that's already problematic.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
That's already problematic. That's the whole thing. So then I guess if that's your situation, I would put a witch hat on too and be like, we're going to do it big.
Okay.
We're going to lean into my greenness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm trying to just think about what's a job you'd wear a witch hat for. Imagine her dad also has to wear one.
Like maybe that's just what they wear if they're like the tax collector or something. It's
sure. He's just a green tax guy.
Yeah.
And that's why she resents Princess Ariana. She got a richer dad.
Yeah.
And no one cares what the mom's doing because, like, feminism. She's allowed to just be doing her thing. She's being Cher.
That's a lot of work.
So then they go to the same college, which I will say, love Magic College. That's like in our favorite secret show, The Magicians, which is cringe to like. I like it.
It's a good show.
It's fun. And it also has like, it's magic, but like sexy.
Yeah.
But in the right way.
Yeah.
Probably created by a woman.
The showrunner is a woman, actually.
Come on the pod, sis.
Sarah Gamble, come on the pod.
You know her name?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so we love her. I do feel like The Magicians is like an offshoot of Super Hulock culture.
Yeah.
But which like is when you love Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. Except
Sherlock
like,
is random to me in that group.
That's crazy.
What?
I think they're so good. I think, do you want to say it's Magician's Lock then? Because they all intermingle.
I think Sherlock, I think Supernatural and Doctor Who makes sense to be into together.
Totally.
Sherlock to me is a random third one that got thrown in there.
Because of the times.
Yeah. And
guys solving it.
And people just being horny for British people at this time in a way that thankfully I think we've moved past a little bit.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. We
finally learned about colonialism.
Yeah, and we needed the Super Hulock era to get here.
Yeah.
The Super Hulock era directly correlates with Donald Trump being president-elect for a second time.
Wow.
I just feel like I don't really feel like that, but everyone's saying stuff like that right now, and it is in my head, and I'm like over it.
That, yeah.
And that's why instead we have to make it about Wicked. It's because like, why can't stuff just be about like regular people's stuff? We have a strong thesis going today. We have a really strong thesis. Anyway, so I think our two gals, they get to school. They both want to be the best at school because they have the most powerful mom in the Oz. And that makes sense. And Green Alphabet has to work for it a little harder because she got a poor dad. She's kind of bringing Saltburn to the table.
Okay.
She's like the boy in Saltburn.
Right.
Named Saltburn, aka not Jacob
Barry
Ellerdy.
Keegan.
Yes, Saltburn and Jacob Ellerdy. Ariana's sort of Jacob Ellerdy, and Cynthia Erivo is Saltburn.
Okay.
And that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
And so I think they're just going through basically stuff like in Saltburn and Harry Potter.
Are they horny for each other? No, because they're siblings. They're half siblings. So no.
So no, but maybe a little. It's Saltburn. I don't care. Who cares if they're a little horny? That's not the big thing.
Okay.
And I'm basing this plot just on the 2 songs I know being popular and Defying Gravity.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Ariana's trying to like get rid of the shackles of like all these expectations that are on her. And Cynthia's like, why don't you have these expectations for me just because I'm emo? I still think it's ultimately emo versus prep.
It is in a lot of ways emo versus prep.
Yeah. And then I also think it's sort of giving Glee. I kept thinking about Glee when I went through this promotional materials. Like tonally, I want it to be, I think, like Glee.
I freaking
kind of like
wish.
sharp cheddar humor with fun songs.
I wish.
That also works because, again, blonde ladies aren't okay. Quinn from Glee, not okay. Pregnant. Enemies with Rachel from Glee. That's Cynthia Erivo.
Okay.
Cynthia Erivo is Rachel from Glee and Saltburn. And
all right, this is really coming together.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot to work with. It's like the same thing. And basically, I think they have to learn. There's some evil force probably. Wah, wah, wah. I don't need that, but I think there is one that kind of helps bring them together because they need their power of 2, being like the 2 daughters of Cher, the strongest witch ladies you could even have.
Do you even have a guess for evil force?
Ooh, is it like the winged monkey's current overlord? That's what I'm pitching.
Okay, like a monkey king.
But I don't even know if he's a monkey. I think he might be a different race subjugator of the monkeys.
Okay.
And then it kind of maybe makes it okay that Elphaba like takes the monkeys as her guys.
Okay. Yeah, she's freeing them by taking them.
And I'm pretty sure that's like how gang stuff works.
That's like how it works in Game of Thrones too.
Yeah. So
that's what Daenerys' whole deal. She frees the slaves and then they work for her.
Okay.
That's okay now.
So Cynthia Erivo is also Daenerys.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think Ariana Grande is more like learning to release like perfectionism.
Okay.
And they like work together, and then Ariana Grande is like, actually, I want to have like a chill life. I'm gonna like marry this like white gay guy and like have a nice time. We're gonna maybe open like a cupcake shop.
Oh.
And then you go do your thing, sis. You got it. But then I think over the years, now I'm getting to what happens in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I think that's what this movie's about, just school.
Okay.
And the initial, she gets the monkeys.
Yeah.
And then maybe it ends with Cynthia Erivo being like, what do I do with the monkeys? I can't even go see them till summer break. And just install them somewhere.
And that's what Defying Gravity is about, is I'm putting my monkeys somewhere.
Sure. I didn't think that far. Sure. She's defying gravity by finding a place that's willing to house 1,000 flying monkeys for her during the spring semester.
She should watch
That would be hard.
Chimp Crazy, and there are actually a lot of options for her.
Maybe that's what happens in between the films. And then we open on the second film. And Cynthia's like watching Chimp Crazy. And Ariana, I think, is like, yeah, she's kind of just like smoking weed and taking long walks and
with her gay husband
and having a crumpet shop, which is the most relaxing life you could have.
Okay.
And she just learns to like release that. But then Cynthia Erivo is like power tripping because she got what she wanted. And that's incredible.
The monkeys, yeah.
Well, no, she just has this power now.
Yeah.
And she has like probably wherever, if she's smart, the land she got for the monkeys, she would also make that like her castle.
Evil castle.
Real
there is
estate
an evil
investment.
castle in Wizard of Oz.
Okay, so maybe she inherits that. And I think she's like just trying to be chill, but over the years the power gets to her because power corrupts. And that's why in the opening of The Wizard of Oz, she gets smushed by the house, and then her sister has to come to be like, oh girl,
wait,
you got smushed.
Elphaba doesn't get smushed by the house. That's her sister who gets smushed.
Wait, there's a third one?
Yes.
Okay, kind of love actually. Because in this movie then, where the fuck is she? Wait, that's the most interesting person.
I'll guess
is the other green sister.
Is she green?
Yes. Oh my god, I don't want Elphaba to be the only green one because that just sucks. Because it's like, why can't that sucks? It's setting her up to be a freak. So it's not that she's from a green family. It's like the same as being green is like having cystic acne. Is that what you're telling me?
Elphaba has cystic acne.
She's a teen with fucking cystic acne who's emo. And
That's
then she has
why
a clear skin half sister.
That's why when you're in high school, you have to love Wicked and be like, I'm Elphaba.
Wait, but that low-key sounds good if it wasn't about society.
It's
Because then it's just a thriller movie where like girl with cystic acne wants to kill her sister. Sign me up.
I can't wait to
Whatever.
tell you the real plot of this.
All right. Well, like, look, that's all I have. One question you did ask me is what song are they gonna add? Like an original song, and I'm being like, but I think it should just be "Bang Bang" by Ariana Grande, Jessie J, and Nicki Minaj that already exists and is a great song.
I think if they do that, the monkeys have to do a kind of choreographed, like twerking dance in the background.
Love it. Done. Okay. What actually happens in Wicked?
Oh boy. Get ready for this
Okay, I'm
one.
buckled up. Warning. Now's the part of the episode where we at least kind of reveal what really happens. Spoilers ahead. Ding!
Okay. So it starts with the Wicked Witch of the West, aka Elphaba, dying. She's already dead. And
Wait, thinking hard here. Elphaba.
Elphaba's the Wicked Witch of the West.
You're doing the musical.
Yes.
Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo.
Yes.
Salburn.
Yes.
That sister.
That sister.
What is the other green sister who's not green named?
Nessa Rose. Okay, quick recap of The Wizard of Oz. So Dorothy arrives and drops her house on the Wicked Witch of the East,
Yes.
who is the Wicked Witch of the West's sister.
Sister.
And then she takes her shoes and she goes on this journey. At some point, the Wicked Witch of the West like seizes her and is like, give me back those shoes. They're my dead sister.
And
that
that's
you
Elphaba?
killed." Yes.
She should be the Witch of the East. So it's 2 E's so you can remember it. Duh.
I do
Elphaba
think-
of the East?
I-
Elphaba of the West sounds like shit.
I do think Elphaba is a very stupid name because her nickname's like Elfie.
I think that's kind of cute. I kind of want to call her Elfie.
Okay, you can
But
call her
imagine
Elfie.
Nessa Rose of the East. That sounds like a fucking... That sounds like Hawk Tua's real name. Is Nessa Rose from Kentucky or whatever the fuck.
East Kentucky.
Okay, so Hawk Tua should be in this then. As not Ariana, but the third sister.
She could be. Okay, another thing about Nessa Rose.
Yeah.
In the book,
That's
she's
the most trashy name I've ever heard.
I know, it's horrible. In the book, she's born without arms.
They got one green daughter and one no arms daughter?
Yeah, but in the musical, I think she just uses a wheelchair.
Well, yeah, because like, oh my god, wait, so this is complicated. Because I feel like the green one is now making about her, even though Nessa Rose really has the play.
Okay, let me just start at the beginning.
This is crazy.
Okay. So it starts with the Wicked Witch is already dead, and then Galinda the Good Witch is like, oh, here's her whole deal, and like tells the story. And here's the first part where I'm like, I don't know if I agree with this summary. So Elphaba's like parents, the dad is the governor of Munchkinland. And the mom, according to the summary, has an affair with a traveling salesman.
So the dad's a munchkin? I like that.
I don't remember if the dad's a munchkin. Whatever.
I think people should be governed by the same type of person as them.
That would be nice, but this is about systemic oppression.
Oh!
But anyway, so it says the mom has an affair with the traveling salesman, but the way I remember it, which is true in the book and the movie, is that the traveling salesman comes and like kind of sweet talks her and then gives her this like green potion that she drinks and then becomes incapacitated, and then he rapes her.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure in the musical it's implied that this is how it happens too.
Why can't she just want to have unprotected sex with a weird guy?
I don't in both summaries it acts like that's what happens, but in my memory it's non-consensual and under the influence of a green potion.
So then it's kind of giving the mom from Scream, how everyone's like, that whore who got murdered.
Yes,
It's like that dumb whore who made me green. So we're blaming the mom who's a victim. Okay.
But anyway, so then she gives birth to a child from this traveling salesman who is green.
Okay. And is the dad like, that's not my baby?
Yes, the dad
Classic.
the dad hates her. And then Elphaba arrives at the university with her sister, who is like, you know, of the
Nessa
book,
Rose,
who is like the dad's real daughter,
right?
And
she's disabled.
She's a paraplegic,
and that's even crazier because then you know the dad in his head is being like, "There's something wrong with my child," and then I also have a child he's probably a whole mess.
Yeah.
Their family's probably a mess.
Their family is a mess.
Okay.
And then there's a headmistress named Madame Morrible, who in the movie is played by Michelle Yeoh.
I knew she had to be an administrator.
Yeah.
Nice.
And her name's Madame Morrible, so you know she's like evil.
Horrible.
Yeah.
The horrible
but
Madame
like
Horrible.
at the beginning they're pretending she's not, which is funny because her name is horrible.
Yeah.
But she like basically assigns Elphaba to like live with Galinda.
Nice.
Elphaba's like shy and nerdy. Galinda's bubbly and popular. And
it's like when the Parent Trap girls get sent to the same cabin.
Yes.
To bond and eat Oreos.
But they hate each other.
Yeah.
And but Madame Morrible realizes Elphaba's like a really powerful.
Her name is Madame Morrible.
Yes.
Every time you say it, I mean, it's not your fault. It's like Madame Morrible.
Madame Morrible.
Madame Morrible.
Madame Morrible. Madame Morrible.
That's not a name.
Madame Morrible.
That's what it should be.
Anyway, she sees that Elphaba's like a really powerful witch, so she like decides to tutor her.
Good.
And is like, I think that the Wizard of Oz, the wonderful Wizard of Oz himself, would be really interested in you.
It sucks though when the evil teacher takes an interest in you.
Right, but she doesn't. I guess at this point we're pretending she's not evil.
Right, but we're all craving when we feel othered at academia. You want a teacher who understands you.
Exactly.
So that's this evil one.
So she's loving like. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to meet the wizard. She's obsessed with the wizard, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Galinda and Elphaba have a history class taught by Dr. Dillamond, who is the only animal professor. And it doesn't even say what animal he is, which is funny. I think he's a goat, but I might be wrong. But like that he suffers discrimination. And that's the real racism. That
animals can't be professors?
Well, it's anti-talking animal discrimination. And that's actually what this whole musical / the book is about.
That's crazy when animals are who we have the most to learn from.
But also when like instead of focusing on the anti-munchkin discrimination, and there's various kinds of discrimination, but the one we care about
is octopus teacher.
And
they're like octopuses should be able to be teachers.
Yes.
People love that idea for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So apparently there's also a movement happening in Oz to prevent animals from speaking through like this magical process.
That's so evil.
Yes.
They're literally silencing them.
Exactly.
And it's so like you go to college and you can get politically involved.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like Hermione and like
House Self-Liberation Front, also known as SPEW.
Right. And Hermione later got retconned to be black.
What the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
Look, one day we'll talk about it.
One day we'll talk about Harry Potter, but you guys need to beg for it.
Yeah. That's a good framing because normally I'm like, it'd be so embarrassing for me to want to talk about this, but I like the idea of like, you guys have to beg for it.
Yeah, if you want us to talk about Harry Potter finally, email us.
Email us at happenstancewithjoeandsam@gmail.com.
Or leave a YouTube comment on our YouTube page. Or a comment on Spotify, or write us a review on Apple Podcasts and say, love this podcast, wish they'd talk about Harry Potter.
Spoiler alert, that was just our call to action. Because we want your feedback.
We do.
Oh wait, we have a bonus call to action.
Yeah, we have a bonus one.
Just kidding.
You still have to listen to the end.
We're gonna make you beg for it. Cool attitude. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so Elphaba finds out about this conspiracy and she's like so upset. And she's like, I have to tell the wizard about this.
Oh, like she thinks he's not the architect of it.
Exactly.
Silly girl.
Dummy.
Silly girl.
You're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a roguish prince, Fiero, starts attending the university.
Hell yeah.
Also, it's still funny that the university is called Shiz.
That's funny. Cute.
I don't think they ever make a joke about that. But anyway, so Galinda's immediately has a crush on him. And then, but meanwhile, there's a munchkin.
Involved in anything? Okay.
There's a munchkin named Bach who has a crush on Galinda. And blah, blah. There's like, this part is stupid. Whatever.
Is this in the movie?
Yeah. It's
is that Ethan Slater, who's not a little person, but is playing a munchkin? I don't know. I feel like they're going to make him not a munchkin and just make him a weird guy.
If he's not a munchkin, that would literally be erasure. Like, I'm going to write a letter to my congressman about that.
Well, not to be crazy, but I think erasure could happen.
Yeah, and I will take a stand.
Okay. Also, no offense, but I think blonde woman things, if Cynthia Erivo just asked Ariana Grande, like, I'm going to tell the wizard to stop the animal racism, I think it is blonde knowledge to be like, he's doing it. He probably loves it, girl. Because that's like a popular sort of skill too. But they sniffing out the sus social things.
Right, but they still hate each other at this point.
I hate that.
But then okay. Whatever. There's a whole thing.
Wait, are they sisters or no?
No.
They're not even related?
No.
Why the hell are we pitting them against each other?
Because they're roommates.
Oh. Why? If they're not sisters who need to learn how to love each other.
No, they're just two girls. But anyway, then whatever. Just some random shit happens. Galinda gives Elphaba a witch's hat as a practical joke, and then Elphaba actually wears it, and everyone laughs at her.
Oh.
But then at this dance, they dance together and then become
Dancing
friends.
through life.
Then they're friends
You
now.
think that has sexual undertones?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I weirdly think they don't have vibes like that. But then Galinda gives her a makeover, popular.
Love.
And then the animal teacher gets fired. Elphaba tries to make a stand. But then meanwhile, there's this other concept that's introduced called a cage. And you put the animal in a cage and it can't talk anymore.
And then you have sex around it.
Yeah, that's what happens in the
That's
book.
kind of what happens in real life. If you're responsible for a pet.
I'm glad Hank is asleep and he can't hear this conversation.
I think they don't care. This is probably what's happening in Oz.
Yeah.
The animals are talking and they're being like, we don't like going in the sex cage. And then people are like, shut up.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
I also think animal rights is a very not blonde pursuit, actually.
Really?
Well, as in I feel like blonde people are like, they're animals. They can be in the cage. It's okay.
Maybe. I don't know. 'Cause white people be loving dogs. I'm a dog lover.
That's true.
I mean, okay. If we want to get into it,
mm-hmm.
my preference would be is that if I'm having a romantic encounter in the bed that Hank, my dog, and I share, I would like him to be out of the room. Guess what he does if I put him out of the room? Scratch at the door. He wants to be involved. Guess where he doesn't do anything but can listen to the sweet sounds of my lovemaking in the cage. And yeah, I guess I'm saying I think he does kind of like it. Not in a creepy way. Not a creepy way, but it's natural.
All right, guys. I hope you're all listening at home.
This is why everyone who has a podcast, everyone's like, they're embarrassing and don't need to talk. Because eventually, if you record yourself talking enough, you say something like what I just said.
Yeah.
Which is normal, but sounds really weird.
It sounds bad, yeah. But
I don't care.
I think Hank's fine with this kid.
We
I'll
love
say
each
that.
other. Me and my dog love each other.
A little too much, it seems like.
Thank you. I think that's blonde vibes because everyone I'm friends with or romantically involved with who isn't white is like, you and the dog need to stop sleeping like that.
Yeah.
We sleep spooning.
Well, you told me the other day you find Hank's hair in your belly button.
Yeah, and he sometimes poops out mine.
Guys, isn't that beautiful?
But okay, fine. So these animals in Oz are different, and they don't want to be in your sex cage or poop your hair. They just are fundamentally different than a real pet.
You would never let Hank be a professor. I already know.
If he proved that he wanted to do that, I would, but I'd be like, okay, then you have to stop liking the sex cage. They're just different.
And you have to stop sniffing people's butts.
That's what I'm saying. Professors can't be like that.
Yeah. Shouldn't.
They shouldn't. They
are.
But they shouldn't. And so if the talking animal professors are also being sexual harassers, then yeah, put them in the sex cage, I guess. Whatever. Why is this even in the movie?
Okay.
What is this movie?
So then Elphaba frees. There's an animal in this cage that the professor is in, but
the
whatever.
fact they don't say what animal it is.
It's a lion cub. This is relevant. It's a lion.
Baby?
It's a lion cub.
Now it's pedophile sex cage to the lion cub.
Well, okay. In the musical, it's not a sexual situation. In the book, it is.
You just introduced it as the sex cage.
Yes.
Is it always a sex cage in the book?
No, in the book, it's just they go to a perverted sex party where they lock up animals in cages and then have sex around them while the animals suffer.
Just as a power thing.
Yes.
It's like rapey. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well, me and Hank's thing isn't rapey. He actually has more power than me in this situation because he's like, let me in. If you don't, I'm going to have a fit.
Right. But then you do let him in.
And put him in the
sex
cage.
So you consent to him being there.
So basically, me and Hank's relationship is all consensual.
It's consensual, but it is freaky.
No, it's not. Anyway, enough of this. Enough.
Okay, so Elphaba decides to free the lion cub that's in the cage.
Okay.
And Fiyero helps her. And then they have a little moment. But then after that, Elphaba's like, he would never love me because he only likes girls like Galinda. And then she sings a whole song about it called I'm Not That Girl.
Sad. Oh, so it's a classic one boy, two girl problem.
Yes.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's lazy. But then, guess what?
If they were sisters, that wouldn't even be relevant. Continue. Sorry.
Madame Morrible tells Elphaba that the wizard wants to meet her. Whoa. So they all go to drop her off at the train station. But then Elphaba's like, Galinda, you should come with me because we're BFFs now randomly. And she's like, okay.
Wait, randomly? What makes them BFFs?
Just that one dance number that they had.
Oh, they had fun.
They had fun one time.
That helps you be friends.
Yes.
That's true.
So then they go meet the wizard, and he's kind of nice.
Can I actually jump in here?
Yes.
And say, I actually think the most real thing I've heard so far is that some girl you kind of don't like in college, you have one fun night out together, and then you're like, we're friends.
Yeah.
That's
until
real.
a boy comes between you.
And that's exactly the sort of friend who you can have a boy come between you with because you don't really know him.
Yeah.
You had one fun night together.
Right.
He was probably there
and they
too.
helped you do your makeup once because that's what Popular is about.
And then you feel vulnerable because you're like, she's good at makeup.
Yeah. And she made me the kind of guy girl who could even have a moment with this guy that she likes.
Right. Troubling. Troubling.
No, that's a real relationship.
That's real.
That's real.
And that's like Lifetime movie where kill the cystic acne one should kill the other one.
Or yeah, vice versa. Anyway,
yeah, the hot one can kill the cystic acne one if she wants.
Yeah, that would be more interesting.
The guy could love both. It doesn't look. Here's the thing: who guys love random.
Yeah,
not actually about anything to do with you. So
they get to pick. Men get to pick.
Yeah, but it's not based on anything.
No, it's not based on anything. But it's just whichever one they pick is the one
that like they're gonna go for.
Yeah,
like that's all.
That's all.
But don't personalize it, ladies. That's what Wicked should be about. They should learn this lesson. Do they learn this lesson? That like who has a crush on you is random?
No. Well, I mean,
I'm still learning it every day.
Girls, a way.
I'm still learning it every day. So go ahead. Okay.
Okay.
And who I have a crush on is random. I don't even think it's gendered.
Okay.
It's like Kermit Miss Piggy.
Wait, who is? Oh, Kermit likes pigs. Is what you're
basically
saying.
Yes. And if you're a goat, Kermit doesn't want to get with you.
But on the other hand, I think Miss Piggy would love any simp.
I think she would too.
A simp of any
I think
variety.
she would too, and that's beautiful. And that's beautiful.
Woo!
We're really covering it today.
I know.
We're solving stuff.
I think we're being really smart today.
At school, because we're at school.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, Elphaba, the wizard gives her a book of spells, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is magic even relevant in this
kind
movie?
of, because then she makes a levitation spell on the wizard's monkey servant, and then he sprouts wings and flies.
Elphaba's comfortable experimenting on a monkey servant? These people.
The morality of this is confusing.
Just like in real life.
Then, of course, she finds out that the wizard is, first of all, a fraud and also, like, hates animals, too.
And is Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, it is Jeff Goldblum.
Has to be.
Problem number one. Mm-hmm. So then she runs away and she's like, oh my God, I'm going to stop you. And then they like spread a rumor that she's a horrible, wicked witch.
That's such a vague rumor. Oh, you were going to say what she did to be horrible or?
Who cannot be trusted.
Okay, most fake ass rumor ever. What the hell?
And then Glinda's like, you have to go back and like apologize, otherwise everyone's
gonna think you're a horrible witch who can't be trusted. Whatever that means.
Yeah, but then Elphaba's like, no, and then she sings Defying Gravity, and
that's what she sings Defying Gravity about.
And then she does a spell on a broom so she can get on it and fly off because she is swaggy ultimately.
She does own her witch accoutrement.
Yes,
proud of her for that.
But it is about like her gradually acquiring the various, because when you were like, why does she dress like that, she like gradually dresses like that over the course.
It's like punk rock of her.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, so then she just flees the town or whatever.
Yes, and then that's probably where this movie is gonna end. But I'll just like give you the briefest.
What is Ariana even doing? Nothing in the movie.
Kind of nothing.
That's actually a good way to cast a pop star.
Yeah,
because it's like safe.
Yeah,
interesting. Maybe she'll get to be comedic relief, low key, because she can do that.
Galinda,
I think that would be positive.
Galinda is the funny one. I mean, Kristen Chenoweth is very funny, and that's
Kristen
who played her
Chenoweth
on.
Is very funny.
That's who played her on Broadway.
This is all making sense. This is all coming together except for the sex cage stuff. I don't think that needs to even be in it. Let's just talk about like the flying monkeys or the munchkins.
The munchkins. Okay.
No one's putting them in sex cage. That's good.
No.
That's just good.
But they are being oppressed.
Yeah.
Because like what happens in the second one, I'm like not gonna read this whole thing.
No.
I'll just like tell you real quick.
Okay.
But like her her sister, like Elphaba's like officially like on the run and like whatever, like
cool, badass.
But her sister takes over like as governor of the Munchkins and is now married to like the little Munchkin guy who had a crush on Galinda. No, because
this is that third sister again.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about freaking Galinda because I made up that they're sisters.
No.
That would have been wholesome.
No. It's the paraplegic one. And
imagine how nice it'd be if you took your rightful ownership of like the country and the government way and then married a little guy and you both ruled them nicely.
No.
It's not like no.
No, it's
I
not
won't
like that.
that.
It's not like that because the little Munchkin guy still loves Galinda, and so
get over it. You can't pick. It's random.
It's random.
Why'd he marry the wheelchair one?
I don't know.
Because Talk to Us bit on that thing. She knows what to do. Okay. Nessa, what's her name? Nessa Rose.
But she is now oppressing the Munchkins to prevent her Munchkin husband from ever leaving her. And
wait, this is good. This is like a Lifetime movie.
And then Elphaba arrives. She still has her like book of spells.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm gonna save you, Nessie. And so she enchants her shoes, aka the shoes that
the red shoes. Wait, I love this. Okay.
To make it so that she can walk again. And so she walks and then is like, okay, now Munchkin husband, do you love me because I'm no longer paraplegic? And he's like, no, I still love Galinda. So
good.
Then,
what? Girl, have a little confidence in your personality.
It's so and also Galinda is apparently going to marry Fiyero now, the prince. So he's like, I need to go find her and like tell her I love her before she does.
Oh my god! And so Glinda's life rocks. She's just being single the whole time, but like still has the prince around. Her sister marries some Munchkin governor. She's sort of being Cher.
She's doing okay, but also she's like now kind of like working for the wizard. Like she's kind of like a mouthpiece for the fascist guy a little bit.
Fucked up blonde ladies, watch yourself. Don't be like that.
Yeah, don't wear any red pantsuits anytime soon.
Dude, I have this awesome red jumpsuit. And every time I'm wearing it, it's this election, I want to wear it like every day. I'm like, I can't be wearing this. It's hard. All right.
I'm trying to think of an accessory that you could wear that would make that acceptable. A septum ring.
I'm not like that.
But I think that would
inside I am. That's why I'm green inside. I have cystic acne, but I'm not. Yeah. I used to have a regular nose ring, but now that's been co-opted by the right.
I think it has to be a septum ring.
Me too.
Yeah. So then Nessa's so like mad that he's gonna leave her.
Yeah.
That she takes the spell book and then tries to cast a love spell on him.
Yeah.
But then instead it like shrinks his heart. And
he dies.
He's going to die, but then Elphaba saves him by turning him into a Tin Man.
Poor the Tin Man.
People are getting abused in this.
People are, but society and my brain, I'm like, okay, but the Tin Man's probably what, like 6'2"?
Yeah,
but he's made of tin. I think a lot of short guys would take that trade.
You're literally right. Then Elphaba frees the monkey servants and keeps them, and then but then Galinda and Fiyero come in and like catch her, but then Fiero's like, no, I'm actually gonna help you escape and go with you because secretly I love you.
I'm gay. But I do ship Cynthia Erivo and the Handsome Prince.
Yeah,
like I'm rooting for them more than I don't care about him and Ariana.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So chill out.
I think that's gonna feel good for you at the end.
I like when I see that part happen, I'm gonna be like, yes, yes, yeah. I'm gonna jump up in the movie theater, yes,
and clap, and then write fan fiction. I
kind of think if you saw this movie when it first came out, that would be the atmosphere in the movie theater. And I famously go to movies in the span where people who don't care about movies but kind of do go,
and
so
then
like a month out, and then we're like, what?
And you just hear like rustling noises the whole time.
We all are like that. Actually, that's so true. I go to movies with people who see movies but hate movies, and we're bored the whole time, and we're like looking around, and at the end we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's my people.
You just hear like snack bags opening and like zips.
Phone lights are coming out. We're texting. We're like looking at each other like, what if we leave? And then we're like, why did we even go see that?
Wait, I don't even know how much.
That's all, right? Let's end it.
Yeah.
That seems like
then
enough
Dorothy
information.
shows up. Elphaba ends up faking her own death.
Is Judy Garland CGI gonna be in this?
Not in this first one.
Oh my god. Hawk Tuah should play that. Hawk Tuah should play Dorothy.
What is your prediction?
So my prediction the other day, I woke up in like a cold sweat. We made up this segment and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say. And then I woke up and I was like, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like half asleep. And all I know now from that experience is that my prediction is someone's going to die.
Whoa.
Like a celebrity or something. But I had the name the other day and then I lost it.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
That actually makes it feel more true to me that you don't remember who it
I
is.
lost the prophecy.
But you still like feel it, right? You still feel the...
Before this podcast, I went to my phone notes and typed in prediction to see if I could find that I wrote it down.
Yeah.
No such note.
But I think like it's crazy because I have children now.
Really?
Yeah, because I think someone will. Like whoever it will be the right one.
Yeah. But that's just because people die.
Well, I know, but if you think about it like that.
Smart and stupid moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have sometimes the most genius things of all are the dumbest because it's like keep it simple. Yeah. But that's mine. What's yours?
My prediction is I think next week I'm going to create something fabulous.
Ooh, like what? Do you have anything on your mind?
I think probably like in the kitchen. Like I think I'm going to create a
you're going to whip something up.
I'm going to whip something up.
Cute.
But there's a chance it might be a work of art instead, like a painting.
Okay, so those are your two options.
Or it's something else. I just think I'm about to create something fabulous.
Personal prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Good. Good, I hope so. I hope you do. Guys, thanks for making it this far. Thanks for listening to another episode of Happenstance Pod.
Or better yet, watching.
Oh yeah, because we're on YouTube. Our big secret reveal of what we want to ask you to do now is help us pick our holiday episode.
That's going to be our next episode. And am I allowed to say this? Last of the season.
Yeah, you can say that. We're taking submissions until December 2nd for what our next episode can be. You can comment that in a review. You can just comment that any old which place allows you to, such as YouTube, Spotify, or Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
Get that information to us.
Yeah.
Please.
And you said for the next week we're taking submissions?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it. And not based on like what gets the most votes or anything, just if we like it.
Yeah. This is ultimately we're going to pick what we do. So
But tell us.
Help.
We're desperate help.
We want to know what you think.
Yeah.
And like if you really want us to talk about Harry Potter, then tell us that.
Not for Christmas.
Not for Christmas.
I need a break. I need to relax.
Sam's burnt out from Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Me too. Have a wickedly awesome day.
Aw. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you can see me.
Say something. Say something edgy.
No. Quit trying to. What? Why? That's what you missed.